Hello there. Long time no speaking, folks. But look, I have a new video studio. It's the workshop in the bottom of the garden in Wales. And it's taken about 2 years to get it back to how it needed to be, so we can finally start doing videos again. So it's now August 2026. I'm talking from the UK, and what I do is I teach people how to understand themselves. Why is that? Well, because if you can understand yourself and learn how to focus, suddenly everything in your life will become better because you will experience it in a different way. As you know, today everything is so chaotic. You are totally distracted by smartphones, computers, AI, money problems, wars, food scarcity, all sorts of things. The weather at the moment in the UK, it's really hot and hasn't rained for about a month at least. And everything is changing. And the temptation when everything is changing is to obviously get a little bit worried and anxious and panic. But I'm going to do lots of videos, and I've already set up some online academies, and I've even got a show, a theatrical show, which will help you overcome all these difficulties and actually start to understand yourself. And once you do that, you will realize what you're here for and how you are in charge of your life experience, no one else. And once you learn that, you can then start to curate a life that suits you and your family, and you can start to thrive. There's no hacks in these videos. There's no positive thinking. There's no manifestation. There's no weird stuff. It's all common sense that we've forgotten over time, especially over the last 20 years. Because we've become totally orientated by our mind. So who am I? My name's Jennifer Foster. I've spent at least 40 years studying how people actually work. And what I realised back in the day was that it depends on the energy and the information that we are collecting and gathering, and also what we're looking for. As human beings, we are able to collect energy and information from 3 different sources. Not 1, 3. And I talk all about that in my online academy called the Energy Dynamic Model Academy. And that's great if you're curious, if you're interested in how we fit into the world from a spiritual point of view. And also if you want to use your imagination and find out who you really are. But in the last few years, I've been developing another way of understanding yourself called focus. And I've developed this with my artist son, who's now in London doing his work. And together we've made a really simple book called Focus: Discover, Connect, Achieve. Discover who you are and how you work. Connect to the real you. And then start to achieve on those terms. And this is a really simple book. And the first step towards this process is to buy a book. You can buy an ebook from the link below, but you can also buy a hard copy if you wish. Once you buy the book, you will see there's 3 principles of how you focus. And you'll start to understand in a very simple way. There's pictures in the book like cartoons. How to actually make the most of yourself and the most of your life experience. And you can teach your children this. You can teach your clients this. You can teach your family this. You can start living in a new way. That's actually really the old way that's been forgotten. We've become distracted. And we're losing our humanness because we're starting to collect up our energy and our information from a different way than we have before. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, we got our energy and our information from our real world, our day-to-day real life. About 80, 90 years ago, we started to we started to get some of our energy from there, but also we started to get energy and information from money, from the jobs we had, from how much we could achieve. That started to change the way we worked. That made us become a lot more what I call mind orientated. So we're kind of leaving your real self and you're going into your mind, and you start to define yourself on your how you are in society, what your job is, what your status is, how big your house is, what car you have, how nice your clothes are. You started to define yourself through those things, not measuring your real self and how you feel and how you are and how are you being, but how society views you. And as I said, we can only gather up energy in one way at a time. So actually, I might be really content, happy in the moment and being, but if I'm not connecting to that, and instead I've got in my mind and I'm thinking about my neighbour and I'm thinking, do I have a better house than them? I've lost that connection, I've lost that peace, and I start to become emotional. This is all looked at in the Energy Dynamic Model Academy in a very deep dive. But then, back to focus, back to present day, the internet arrived and we all started to now in 2026, spend hours and hours on our phones and our computers getting information and energy from the virtual world. So we're not only not getting it from ourselves or our mind from money, now we've gone over here into a virtual world, which is another step away from your real self. So no wonder you are disconnected. No wonder you are stressed, because all your focus is over here. And guess what? That's no good for you. That's no good for you, because you're becoming very weak, because you're not focusing on who you are and your real self. So I've set up something called the Get Sorted Academy, which teaches you by using the Focus textbook, the first step. Now, good news, if you buy the Focus book and an online course, and you pass the online course, you can actually get a CPD accredited certificate, which in the UK is great. It shows an employer that you've actually spent the time and effort to develop yourself, and you have a certificate for it. I think this is also good for young people, and anyone over the age of 14 is welcome to join the online academy, do the Focus course, and then they get a certificate. Isn't that a great way to start your life off? Knowing who you are, knowing how to achieve on your terms, and knowing how to connect to yourself and make sure that you feel good, and so therefore you are resistant and have peace in your life. Also, what I'm doing, which is my most exciting news, is I'm putting on a Focus show. This Focus show is a theatrical performance that I can take all over the UK, and anyone is welcome to come along. And even better, once you're there, if you want to, you can go home and pass a test and you get a CPD certificate as well, another one. This one, the Focus show, looks at the 3 principles of how to focus. And once you learn them, life starts to change for you within yourself. And once you change within yourself, the outside world starts to change around you, because that's where you're at. You don't manifest things, but what you do is you become how you are inside. Then you make decisions based on your new knowledge, and then your situation changes. The situations were there already. It's just you didn't notice them because you were being distracted. So you can come along to a show. At the moment they're in South Wales, but I can come to you. I can do the show as a team meeting, team building exercise. I can come along to your school, your college, your university. I can come along to your organisation. If you're at a rehab centre, if you work with people recovering from drugs, if you work with young people or adults who are neurodivergent, they will love this. It's an immersive theatrical performance. Lots of music, lots of mime on my part. It's a one-woman show. audience interaction. They don't have to say anything. You don't have to join in, and you can sit there and you can enjoy, you can laugh, and you can experience. And what better way to learn than actually be immersed in the idea? So there's a focus show, there's a focus book, and then the third step is buying a focus training kit. Now, the focus training kit comes along with a free session from me online so I can teach you how to use it. And the focus training kit enables you to put what you've learnt into practice. It's a little sculpture with cards and a bag, and it's great for parents, teens, coaches, therapists, support workers, and yourself. And you can use it to measure how well you're doing in that moment in time. And again, it helps your brain because it's a physical, tactile game. You could even call it a little sculpture. Because it's physical and tactile, your brain gets it. It bypasses your thinking mind, which might get a little bit confused. And it goes straight into your brain and you straight away understand it. So, focus show, focus book, focus training kit. Then, if you want to, you can come back to me and I can mentor you for as long as you like, so you then start to achieve on your terms. This could be career path wise, this could be relationship wise, this could be personal development wise, this could be to improve how you feel wise. So there's 4 steps to the Get Sorted Academy, and something for everyone, no matter what your learning style, what your goals are, or what your situation is. The shows are free. The ebook for the focus book is only £9.99. The textbook here is £15. And the accredited courses are £35. So it's affordable. And if you would like to do a deep dive, you can jump onto the Energy Dynamic Model Academy, and then there are 7 courses on how your mind works, on how who you are works, and then it puts it all together for you as well. And then, as I said, if you want to be mentored by myself, I am available. So please let me know. So this is a little introduction video about this. I'm going to do these regularly now. I have my setup in the workshop and I can make good videos. The website is called www.getsorted.info. If you go there, you can subscribe to the newsletter, and the newsletter will have in it the dates for the next focus shows. So as I said, my intention is to go all over the UK, and I would love to come along to your school, your organisation, even your workplace for a team building exercise. Wouldn't that be great? None of this boring PowerPoint, but actually a performance, a comedic performance with clowning and mime for your team building. Please let me know if you'd like me to come and do this. I would love to. So that's all for now. There's some links at the end of this video. So please follow me. Please share my videos. Let's do this together. Let's start to learn how to focus. Let's discover your real self. And let's get this world into a better place. See you soon. Thank you. By the way, my phone number is 0790 3820 950. Drop me a text and I can tell you when the next show is, or I can answer you any questions. Thank you. Bye-bye for now.